Yo, what's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy Pryoxis. Y'all already know what time it is. I said I was gonna do a more in-depth type of thing with this and try to break this thing down with my opinion that I may add. My opinion. I'm gonna talk about some things and
The presentation.
try to open you guys' eyes so y'all can see a little bit, maybe better. Maybe y'all can open my eyes and tell me something that I might be missing myself. But here we go.
In EA Sports, UFC 5 elevates the series to a more authentic experience.
Also, I was seeing some people say, why can't the gameplay look like this while in game? And I'll be honest, bro, it looks like this because of lightning and effects, right? Look at this. They have it like with the lightning, they have it like casted on them, and then this effects. I don't think they're gonna be able to do that in game.
Powered by the Frostbite engine,
And then you
players
see how it's
will
it's like
see,
cinematic.
hear,
You know what I mean?
and feel why UFC 5 is as real as it gets.
I do, with all due respect, I do wish I would stop hearing as real as it gets when it comes to UFC 5, because the clinch doesn't even have real positions that's in real life, and a lot of unrealistic things happen on the ground when it comes to like ground and pound. Your opponent able to literally be getting ground and pounded after getting knocked down and then roll you over in the top mount. So as real as it gets is just not true, with all due respect. Nice character models. Now if I go back, right, and let's just look at the character models
UFC 5
of
is as
like
real
Derek Lewis, Tony
as it
Ferguson. I mean,
gets.
Tony Ferguson kind of looks the same UFC 4. Tony hasn't changed much. Derek Lewis, not bad. And then we got, not gonna lie to y'all, bro, Jan Blachowicz. I don't know about that one, boss. I don't know about that Jan Blachowicz character model. Let's look at I don't really get a good look at. So good, Sean O'Malley. Then we got Patty doing the submission. If you guys haven't seen the submission system, here it goes here. Basically, as you see, basically you're put into a submission position instead of it going right into the submission mini game. So basically, it acts as if another transition. Volkanovski, we've seen him before. Now, like I said, I'm gonna skip past this. I'm gonna skip past this.
See, that's going to be impactful in player. Just the whole presentation, lighting and rendering. And
Now, this is one of the things that I wanted to talk about the most. So you see Kamaru Usman. I know people was talking about how these guys are looking, like how they're looking at each other, and it seems like really robotic, and everyone's
is just
walking the same. But I see something different. I see Kamaru Usman literally doing something that he's done in real life and do it in the game. Yet we can't get them to get in the octagon and do certain animations that they do in real life when it comes to punching and kicking that they do in real life, and to get it done on a game. Now, I'm not sure how hard it is or how easy it is, but if we can get Kamaru Usman doing his whole walkout entrance dance, why can we not get Kamaru Usman doing his own animations when it comes to doing the jab and stuff like that? I'm not into game development, so I wouldn't know. I mean, if someone can explain it, please. But EA Sports, it's kind of like the presentation that what they show us is like top notch. That's presentation. The cinematic replays, presentation, right? The blood on the face and stuff like that, the cuts, presentation. How is the game actually going to play? Now, don't get me wrong, the cuts and stuff play a part when it comes to the blood and stuff like that being on you, but I want to see the punches, the animations, the kicks, the knees, the stuff like that actually feel like a fighter.
Presentation with our game, and it was hard to tell the difference. So I think that's something that fans
see. It's hard to tell the difference between that. But it's very easy to tell the difference between Kamaru Usman throwing a jab in real life and throwing it in the game.
Are gonna
you know what I mean? That's kind of where I'm at.
Once you get in, I think again you're gonna see the players, the fighters looking amazing. With
again, they only talk about how the fighters look.
all of our new lighting and rendering technology.
And the fighters, don't get me wrong, Islam look clean, right?
And then once you get into the fight and see all the impact with damage,
but then we get here,
and all that stuff.
And if I pulled up Paddy Pimblett right now, right, and I pulled up Clay Guida, are they going to move like that? I mean, look at Paddy. He has,
and all that stuff.
Look at his stance. One arm forward, this arm up, legs wide open. If Paddy, you know, he moves around like that, just please let me know.
Stuff we couldn't have done before.
With hands-on experience, level of real impact system as a whole.
Spinning heel kick put her damn lights out.
That's when you experience the next level of immersion.
Yeah, I mean, I love how you said as a whole, because again, all the team worked together, from audio team. We all work together.
Now, Sean O'Malley, I'll be honest with y'all. Sean O'Malley character model.
Presentation.
It's something. Let me go back. I want to go back. And every character model, if y'all notice, has this weird blackness and sinkingness to their face. Like their eyes is like black. Oh, I didn't get that. Like, look at this. It's like, I don't know. It's this blackness to their eyes. Maybe I'm just tripping. But like I said, the character models, Kamaru Usman.
We all work together to try to create all the presentation.
Okay, so I got to get it with Sean O'Malley. He starts off in front and then he turns around. Like, I don't know. Like, now pausing it on a freeze frame is gonna be hard to like freeze frame and they're like, oh, they look like Sean O'Malley. So I give them, you know, some slack here.
Presentation and camera team. We all work together to try to create really powerful.
But I don't know, their eyes. There's something throwing me off with the eyes. Maybe I'm just tripping.
Frostbite introduces a new player.
Like I said, I'm gonna skip past this. We got Zhang Wei Li. You got the sweat coming off when they get hit. I mean, it's a good addition. I'm not gonna be mad at this addition. You know, when you get hit, sweat comes off you. Now the question is, will sweat come off you round one? Because when the fight first starts, you're not really sweating. So does the sweat come off of you round one, or does it come off as your fighter gets tired, or as the fight drag along? What happens if it's a slow paced fight and you're not really sweating? You know what I mean? Are those things in the game or no?
GPU VFX system, allowing us to render individual.
So it's like
blood and sweat.
So much sweat is coming off of her, but what if it's like round 1, minute 1, or 10 seconds in? Is that much sweat coming off somebody when they get punched?
Land onto the mat, and you're actually going to see the build,
some fighters just sweat no matter what, right?
Blood build up over time. So we couldn't have done that previously, and you're going to see just beautiful particles with blood and sweat across the game.
And I'm not mad at that.
Dynamic and builds up.
Check hook drops her
based on your damage or how much you've been sweating, how long the fight goes.
Okay, and he just said it.
That the mat captured the blood and the sweat from the fighters at the location where the damage actually occurred. So by the end of the fight, you can have a completely different mat from when you started, telling a story about what happened during that fight, and it adds to that gameplay experience.
Now, I'll be honest. I don't think blood on a mat should be as celebrated, or should have got this segment. I mean, it's a good addition, but it's like something that should obviously be a thing. Like, right, it shouldn't be something that's being brought up in a presentation dive. Like, if you elbow me really well and then we go to the ground and in that area I'm bleeding bad, that blood should stay there, right?
Yeah,
and that's not me just, I know the argument like, oh, you just keep speaking negative about anything. I'm just saying, like,
that's so awesome
like,
to hear that you felt that way, because that was actually our intent. And we actually talked about the story of the mat, based on actually making you feel like there was fights previous to the fight that you're in, and then again the damage that occurs during the fight, it builds up.
Because look at that blood. The blood, I mean, look at it. Now, granted, there's not really pools of blood. It's like these small spots. Like, you got this one is fairly sized, this one, but it's not like where it's just a pool of blood. But again, that's just being extremely picky.
On the player, but also on the mat.
And this is fine, and it looks clean.
And that also gets backed up by our commentary and audio as well. So it's really.
Also, I heard that Joe Rogan was possibly on the commentary, and in the beta, I didn't hear no Joe Rogan.
Really a holistic experience that is, you know, very powerful, and it's I think it's going to make us as developers feel really good that you felt that when you played.
Okay, players always talk about the importance of making strikes feel more realistic and impactful when they land. How does the frostbite?
Their cinematics look so damn good, bro. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. And I'm not trying to glaze, but the cinematic replays
More realistic and impactful.
It's just like, look at this. This is, if you tell me this doesn't look good, you're crazy.
When they land. How does the Frostbite engine in UFC 5 help address this concern?
So again, this is a holistic approach from the team. We all work together to try to make impact as powerful as possible for our players. So the first thing is animation.
I'm not gonna lie. I'll be honest. This should knock Stipe down.
Striking animation.
And him just be like that, bro. Like, I'm sorry. If there's some way that they can bring in some sort of simulation mode, getting hit with a flying knee like that. Okay, if you want to balance it so it makes sense, cool. Look at Stipe's head health. I mean, this is like 25% of his head health left. Taking a flying knee should be detrimental.
As well as within Frostbite, we have.
That's the problem with, in my opinion, the UFC 4 was people will be in detrimental state and they just get knocked down, and it's like the threshold that it takes to either go from flash KO or a rock is like night and day.
Have our physics and procedural animation, which just an animation itself makes it feel more powerful. But then we also rework our facial deformation system, which again makes it feel better when you impact another player, another fighter. Also, again, we talked about our visual effects, so you get that upon impact. And then our audio, which
sleep.
New audio with,
hey, Dusty with the bed.
And that sort of thing to really make the whole system.
Right. So look at this. Look at this sequence.
Audio with, you know, more.
Right. If we look at this sequence right here, he throws a jab and then a rear hook. Not bad, but I want to look at, and it's a lot of instances where Izzy would throw a jab rear hook, right? But I want to see Izzy throw a jab rear hook in real life, and I would like to compare the two. Like, I would like to compare. Let me slow this down a little bit. I want to compare the two, like where he throws a jab rear hook here, right? He goes jab rear hook, and he drops him. Shout out Izzy.
Really make the whole.
But that's kind of where I'm at, guys. I want the game not only to like look like the fighter, I want it to feel like the fighter.
System.
And I'm not wrong for feeling that way. I want to feel like I'm using Irza Adesanya when I use Adesanya. I can look like I'm using them all day.
I think when you play, you really feel it again with all of our blood and particles, all summing up into just a great, powerful experience.
In UFC 4.
And this is what I don't like, bro. I don't like the fact that they didn't, like, they tried to downplay UFC 4 when it came to certain things like graphics and character models, but you can't compare two things if you're putting one gray. Like, you that's like comparing, like, if I took UFC 4 and I showed you, you know, colors, and then showed you UFC 5 no colors, it's like, bro, like, it just downplays it.
Great character models, but in UFC 5, it takes it to.
And don't get Leon looks good. Leon looks good. Let that be known.
How has the Frostbite engine improved fighter likeness in UFC 5?
Yeah, so that is something we put a huge amount of effort into.
I said even Zhang Wei Li, very good character model. Very good character model.
Are the center of the game, and we made some model. So.
And yeah, now this was crazy, but I'm gonna be honest, they got this man down to like a T.
It's strikingly improved and better.
I hope the the details on his afro can be put on creative fighters when it comes to as detailed as the hair, because one thing that is very hard for developers of these games to get down is locks. One of the big
things that we did is brought in
and braids.
Strand-based hair system. And
shout out Clay Guida, man. He's moving like Clay Guida, right? But you get into the fight, and I think Clay Guida is more like more hoppity than he is here. Like,
hair is lit.
The hair is moving, but like the body, Clay Guida is like
so much more
so much more hoppy than he is. He has like just a base movement. That's what I'm saying. So like
the lighting and blood rolls.
I'm gonna skip through this.
We put a huge
amount do Bronx. The hair is yeah, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna like tear them apart about some hair, bro. I'm really not.
To make it feel
Pereira looks like Pereira for sure. Sugar Sean O'Malley, and that's what I'm talking about. Look at his eyes. That's what I'm talking about. And it's like their face is sunken. Like some of these fighters, his face is like sunken, like he's on a weight cut. And look at the eyes; it's just like black, like he has in black contacts. That's what I'm talking about.
It's about Frostbite, but more again about the attention and care that our art team put into these with every fighter. So
I like this screen. This screen's pretty dope.
Really powerful. The last previous 5, the bodies to again try to be
Tai Tuivasa looks clean, and it's like they do certain things that they do in their walkouts and stuff like that, but then the fight starts and they don't do those certain things.
Altogether, just a really
right.
Great work.
That's where I'm at.
Team to create amazing likenesses for UFC 5, and I hope our players are.
In-game cinematics. This was clean. How he looks. He walks towards his corner or his side of the octagon, and he's looking towards his opponent,
which you'll see throughout the walkout.
Which is clean.
The second thing is Frostbite cameras. So we're with new cameras that has a more.
See, even Volk. This is what I'm talking about. Look at them. It's like their face is sunken in, and their eyes is just black, bro.
Camera lens.
That's what I'm talking about,
with,
man.
New cameras themselves and new editing. Putting that all together into a really powerful experience. The third thing that I think, again, you're going to see is the dynamic lighting and all
like,
the lighting.
Look at this. Leon Edwards doing that thing he does, but look at his eyes, man. Look at the man's eyes. He's doing that thing he does in real life, but look at his eyes. His isn't as weird as O'Malley and Usman was.
So again,
and Pereira doing his signature thing. I would expect him to do his bow and arrow thing as well.
And finally, I guess the whole choreography, the whole experience with the dynamic.
Choreography. Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
I think it turned out to be kind of the perfect blend. But we're using dynamic Frostbite camera.
If you land something like that, I'm sorry, bro. Your opponent got to rock or knock down. I'm sorry. We got to stop holding these people's hands for allowing them to take certain stuff like that. But that right there is cinematic knockout, so he went
dynamically that we have in UFC.
And see this, it's like, why are we showing it black and white? It's like trying to purposely make it seem even worse than what it is.
5 that we didn't have in UFC 4 is we actually have knowledge of the action in the replay, so we know whether it's a right fist or a left fist, whether it's a right kick.
Okay, someone correct me. Has John Jones thrown a kick like that? Has he thrown this kick like this? I know one of y'all would know. John Jones got a good amount of fights in the UFC.
Whether it's a right fist or a left fist, whether it's a right kick or a left kick, and we know where it hits. And due to that, we're able to place the cameras to be the most compelling and the most dramatic.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. Their cinematic KOs are beautiful.
Animations work smoother.
Sean O'Malley closing his eyes. Y'all peep that? Cheeto here. Look at the blood on his face. Like, that's bad. Gets hit with the spinning heel. Also, you see the blood on his shin. So maybe he been taking some leg kicks or something, or maybe his kicks got checked or something. His calf kicks got checked. That could possibly be a thing.
As well as all of our simulation, which is hair and clothing, we updated that. And
Boom.
Then finally, again, our blood and sweat particles just for that next gen knockout replay moment.
Sleep. Authentic finishes.
Is like, so again, that's Tyson regions for cuts, swelling, and bruising.
I ain't gonna lie, it actually should be illegal for them showing John Jones getting cut up like that.
4,000 possible combinations that you could run into. So as you are damaging your opponent, at some point the damage level will get to a place where the doctor will come in and stop the fight.
Okay, we know that part. We know this.
Damage you have taken, and then.
But having John Jones right here getting checked for a doctor stoppage should be illegal, bro. It's John Jones, man. He good. Ain't nobody cutting John Jones up like that now.
You can be behind in a fight,
Boom,
but your
overhand
opponent
right.
could be severely damaged in a specific area.
So this is what I'm talking about when I say it's like, it's so auto-generated or like so basic, right? I want when I'm using Volk, I want to see Volk. I see Volk, right? But I want to see Volk. I want to see his animations. I want to see it play out like Volkanovski. That's when I say these things. That's what I mean.
You can target.
Instead of it just feeling like a fighter with these stats. He has this reach, right? And then he has these set animations, right? And then, okay, well, he has those animations. Then you got to add on his speed, power, and it's like that. It seems very, very... There goes my phone. I'm not going to say lazy. It seems very easy to do.
Even when behind, you still
like,
can create a direct path.
I can't think of the word I'm looking for, bro. Because I don't want to call him lazy for this. I just feel like it's like an easy way out, right? Because a lot of people are going to throw that jab cross exactly like this. Like, look at him throw the jab cross. A lot of people are going to throw that same exact jab cross. Right? That same, like, it's like I want to feel like Volkanovski when I throw these things. And like I said, I don't know how hard it may be to do or to get into the game. But that's just what I think. But that's basically it. Of me, more deeper dive and talking about it. Tell me what you guys think personally. It's just this. I didn't see nothing here showed me, oh man, this gonna make me buy it. Personally, I'm gonna get the game regardless. I'm gonna make content, do what the case may be. I mean, I dealt with UFC 4 for 3 years, right? But I want the fighters to feel like the fighters. That's all I'm asking. I don't want the fighters to feel like the fighters do to their stats. I want the fighters to feel like fighters do to their animations. And the stats come after. And if that's not what you want or you don't agree, well, then obviously you don't want a real martial arts game. Well, let's say a UFC martial arts game. Simple as that. I'm out.